What's up guys, IrishTail here, and welcome to my latest tips and tricks video on the one-hit vault. Now essentially this trick is to show you how to one-hit any single frame or door, allowing you to then vault straight through it. Here's a quick example of a door that I prepared earlier, where I can jump straight through. I am of course joking. The trick, as I said, is going to show you how to jump through any door at speed, hopefully, and basically be able to rush the enemy. So the idea here is you're going to use this trick if you like to rush outside to attack the enemy, or if they're in a room and you can't waste time just knocking through the door, you're actually going to be able to jump straight through it at speed. So essentially all you need to do is look at the doors, and they all have these yellow X's on them. Now the best way to figure out how to knock through one of these single doors is to look for the third board up from the middle. So you have these two here in the centre where the X's cross, and you have this one here which is the third one up. This is the board that you're going to look for every time you're trying to one-hit vault through a door. Essentially, all you then do is look at the edge of this X right here. This is sort of the area you're trying to hit. It's not an exact science on where the actual location is. I've noticed it does have a little bit of differential as you use it, but this is generally the area you're trying to hit, and every time you do, you get that one-hit vault. Now, I do want to point out this is mainly for defenders, because if you're an attacker, if I'd tried that, I'd have been frost trapped because I didn't know there was a frost trap there. So remember, if you're trying to use this trick, make sure you either on the attacking team you know what's behind the door, or as a defender you know do it as your own whim. Now essentially, as I said, this can also be pulled off from the other side of the door. So essentially you have the same board, again the third one from the middle, and you aim just towards the edge of the paint this time as opposed to the corner. It's about there, and again, like I say, it's not an exact science, you will sometimes get it wrong. So basic thing to do is go into a custom game like I'm doing and literally just sit and practice for a while, and eventually you get good at hitting it pretty much every time. Like I say, you still do miss, but like I said, you'll start to learn how to do it, and eventually you can actually do it at speed, so you can just run straight up to a door, hit it, and vault straight through, which is basically the idea of the tactic. It's essentially the idea you're developing shock and awe, where you're getting through a door, you're through and you'd shoot whoever's there, and essentially you traverse this door in a speed so they can't react. Now this can also be done on single frame windows as well. Now this is slightly more difficult, but what you do is you aim for this same middle board here. This is the board you're actually going to be trying to aim for, and what you do is you go across and you look for the bit where the paint ends. Hit it and you get the instant vault. And that's pretty much it for the trick. Again, the same thing works on the other side of the window. You can literally just pop it on, aim for the edge of the paint, hit it, and you can vault. Again, this is very useful if there's enemies outside who you want to gang rush really quickly. So if they're here, you can just jump out, shoot them all, and they wouldn't have time to react because you're not just like tentatively knocking through the door, you're rushing through it. So that's pretty much the trick. Now, I do say a lot in this video, one frame window or door. The reason for that is this doesn't work on double frame doors. If I were to look in the same sort of area, I have to hit it like at least twice before I could vault through it, and it's fairly awkward to do with double frame doors. The same as with windows, you can't one-hit vault them, unfortunately. It's just the way they're designed. Unfortunately, Siege makes it very difficult to do it. So essentially the idea is this is for any of you guys that like to rush around. It's a really good tip for roamers, so if you have any friends who, you know, like to roam around, this is definitely something worth teaching them, or at least showing them, because they'll learn to roam better with a bit more speed. So in case like the enemy are pushing into the objective and the roamer's miles away, he could probably rush through, get through any doors he's barricaded really quickly and get back to the objective. So it's a trick worth learning. Again, like I said, just sit around and practice in custom for a while. Eventually you'll get the hang of it and be able to do it at speed. You probably will still make mistakes, as you saw I did earlier, but you will learn to do it eventually at a decent pace, which is what you want. As long as you can do it quickly and effectively, it'll really benefit you in any kind of rush tactics that you have. Obviously it's very situational, but you know, it's still a useful tip to know. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this really quick tips and tricks video on the one-hit vault. If you did, feel free to hit those like, share and subscribe buttons. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, or also let me know any tricks you know in Siege that might help other players. If you do, I might include them in another video and give you a shout out as well. But thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.